Hello, I'm Richard Vobes, a bald explorer. Today I'm on another walk. This is a walk that has been suggested by one of my lovely viewers, Anne, who lives in Fernhurst. And she suggested that I come to Fernhurst in West Sussex. It's on the, I think it's sort of north-west of Sussex. And I'm wondering whether I had actually come across this village when I do my Sussex border walk, and I managed to get this far. But she suggested a walk, and I'm going to start here at St Margaret's Church, which is a rather beautiful church. Now, I don't know anything about Fernhurst. I know that there was a furnace, because they occasionally have open days with the Fernhurst furnace, which tells me that there was a lot of iron industry here back in the, I suppose, 1600s, I'm guessing, and maybe before. But I'm intrigued by the church here. I'm going to have to come back and do a proper look around at this village and the church. It is absolutely gorgeous. But I'm going to start at the church, and we're going to do, I think it's about a 3-mile stroll, and just look at some of the countryside and the landscape around the area. So let's get cracking, shall we? Public footpath sign, that's what we need. So, starting my walk at the Red Lion pub, which is just here in the heart of Fernhurst, which seems to be a beautiful, very attractive village with some just gorgeous properties. And at this time in the morning, which is just after 8 o'clock, it's very quiet. And we're going to take this country walk that's been recommended to me down this rather beautiful lane. So I've parked in the car park at the recreation ground, which is just behind me on my right actually, but I went up to the church first just to have a look at the church, which is set a little bit back in the village. And so if you want to do this walk, it seems that you can park there. There doesn't seem to be any parking restrictions. And of course the footpath is right next to the Red Lion pub. So far, so good. And immediately we're out into the countryside, because this is a very rural setting. Haven't gone very far, and already I've seen bluebells, which is fantastic. Absolutely, just it's a small area. And now I'm getting into a bit of woodland, and I noticed that either side of me on this beautiful track, which has got all sorts of beech and hazel, and here's some holly, there is some tree planting going on, which is great to see. It must be an effort, and I imagine that tree planting in this area must have been a very important thing, because with the furnaces, of course, they were burning the wood and turning them into charcoal, so there was a lot of wood being taken down. Trees were being felled by the thousands, and I assume that to replenish that they would have been planting trees. So I imagine in this neck of the woods, so to speak, tree planting was a prolific activity. I don't know, so if anybody does know, then do let me know. What an amazing little valley this is, with the water, the little stream cutting through as it has here. And again, behind me, a hillside laden with bluebells. Delightful walk, thoroughly enjoying it. I'm moving now, I think heading southwards. I've just turned at a place called Tanyard Cottage, which gives the impression that there was at one point a tanyard here. A tanyard, of course, is the process, or a place in which the process of turning hides into leather. Now, I guess, very, very quiet, but back in its day, an extremely busy, I imagine, extremely busy place with all sorts of the local animals, the cattle, their skins being turned into all sorts of things that the leather would be used for. Obviously saddles and jackets and boots and that sort of thing. A hive of productivity here. No more. Very quiet. I'm on the driveway, I think it is, to Lower House Farm, which is the sort of second half of my loop here. This is a much longer half. It's probably about a couple of miles now to go. And one could stop every 2 seconds and film something because there's so much to see. I've noticed that the oak trees are all now coming into leaf, which is fantastic. Watching them unfurl as one goes out regularly on these walks is just fantastic. And also on the verge here, it's just bursting with all sorts of amazing flowers, which is again just smashing to behold. Well, I've just spent a few moments having an absolute ball. On this walk, we went past the farm here, and there's a huge country house, absolutely gorgeous country house. And as I was filming, I thought, I must get a picture of this at the bottom of the farm, a big country farmhouse, I should say. And the lady of the house just came out, lovely lady, and had her 2 little pugs at her feet, which was wonderful to see. And I had a conversation. I would love to have videoed it. I really would. It was fascinating. And I've carried on now a little bit, and I'm passing these very picturesque ponds. Actually, at first I wondered if they were anything to do with the furnaces, where the ironworks that were here, and perhaps they were, perhaps they weren't. I met a builder chap who was a roofer, actually doing some work on a roof, and I asked him before I came down the main driveway, and he said no, these ponds had nothing to do with that. So that's I don't know though. Who knows? This land is quite ancient, so over the centuries all sorts of things could have changed, but it's just a stunning and picturesque place to be. Well, I've got about, I think, just under a mile to go now, but I realise I've taken up quite a bit of your time, and so I'm going to put my foot down, as it were, get my legs working and have a bit of a brisk walk to the end. So I'm going to end the video here and say thank you so much for watching. It's a fascinating area, and I'm going to come back and explore more of this area. There's some hills and vales, and there's lots to see. So if you've enjoyed it so far, do give me a thumbs up. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to follow, like and subscribe. Become a patron, support what I do so I can put petrol or other diesel in the van and bring you more of these videos. Anyway, till next time, bye-bye, bye-bye.